Imagine growing up in a home, a place where every day is all about religion, faith, and following strict rules. Edward Alexander Crowley was born in 1875 into a rich English family that was very religious and serious about their beliefs. His parents, who were very religious members of the Plymouth Brethren, saw the world in black and white, good or bad, with no in-between. From a young age, Crowley felt like he didn't fit in. He was curious, always asking questions, and he saw a lot of fake behavior in those who preached about being good and holy. His mother, who was getting more and more annoyed by his constant rebellion, called him the Beast. This was a Bible-based nickname with a very negative meaning, but he decided to use it as his own symbol. Instead of feeling ashamed or embarrassed, Crowley took on that name with strong determination, making it his own identity, his personal flag. He didn't want to just be the good, obedient son they expected. He wanted to deeply understand why rules and limits existed and bravely explore what was forbidden to him. This constant struggle between what his family expected and his own deep personal desires shaped his life. Crowley wasn't just trying to break rules just to be defiant, but to find and accept his own truth, no matter what happened. The world outside his home offered many new ideas and possibilities. Science was starting to question old and strong beliefs, and spirituality was changing, looking for new ways. For Crowley, this exciting world was a strong invitation to find and create his own path, without being held back or told what to do. The nickname The Beast stopped being just a hurtful insult and became a bold statement of personal freedom. This is how the amazing story began of a boy who bravely chose the less traveled road, the path of being himself. His rebellion wasn't just about saying no without a reason, but the start of a deep and important search for truth. He wanted to find power, meaning, and purpose outside the narrow limits set by his family and surroundings. The strong desire to explore the darkness, the unknown, and the mysterious pushed him to bravely challenge everything he had been taught since he was a child. Crowley was completely ready to make his own way in life, no matter how much people might disagree with it. Crowley's rebellion grew out of his own religious upbringing. He learned the Bible inside and out, understanding the power of faith and sacred language. But the Plymouth Brethren's view was stifling. They focused on sin and fear. Crowley wanted a spirituality that celebrated human potential, not one that held it back. After inheriting a fortune, he broke free from family rules and went to Cambridge. There he explored poetry, mountain climbing, and philosophy, looking for experiences his family thought were forbidden. His curiosity led him to the occult, reading about alchemy, magic, and mysticism. He saw these traditions as a path to knowledge and personal power. His religious childhood prepared him to challenge and remake spirituality. He didn't just want to rebel, but to build something new. The occult became his new search for faith. Crowley was determined to find out what others feared. This is how his journey into the hidden world began. In 1898, Crowley joined the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, a very important occult group. There, he learned about astrology, tarot, alchemy, and ceremonial magic, learning how to shape reality using rituals and his will. Crowley quickly soaked up the teachings, seeing magic as a deep way to explore his mind. But his big dreams and personality caused problems with the leaders of the order. He argued with people like Yeats and Mathers, believing he should move up faster. Inner fights tore the Golden Dawn apart, and Crowley was right in the middle of the mess. Even though the order broke apart, Crowley learned how a magic society works and how important rituals are. He left the Golden Dawn as a master, ready to make his own system. The experience was like his magic university. Now, Crowley was ready to start his own spiritual revolution. His ambition knew no bounds now. The next step would be even more daring. After leaving the Golden Dawn, feeling a bit let down, Crowley traveled the world, looking for answers and new knowledge, studying yoga, Buddhism, and different meditation methods to open up his mind. In 1904, in Cairo, Egypt, his wife Rose started having trances and said she was talking to the god Horus, who supposedly wanted to talk directly to him. At first, Crowley didn't believe her, so he decided to test her. but Rose correctly pointed out the stele of revealing, an old item linked to the mysterious number 666. Following Rose's exact instructions, Crowley went on to write the Book of the Law, which was spoken to him by a voice that called itself Aiwas. This mysterious book became the main idea of a new way of thinking called Thelema. Thelema, simply put, means will, and its main message is, do what you want will be the whole law. But it's not about just doing whatever you feel like, but about the hard work of finding and living according to each person's unique true will. The new way of thinking in Thelema really celebrates personal freedom and becoming your best self. From that moment on, Crowley saw himself as the prophet of a new and life-changing time. His deep spiritual search had finally paid off, a law of his own and the chance for his own future. Thelema bravely offered a completely different way compared to how traditional religion was set up. From now on, Crowley had a clear job to do, to actively share this new law with everyone. But this journey was really just starting. With the law of Thelema, Crowley created intense rituals to help others find their true will. He mixed parts of the Golden Dawn, yoga, and sex magic, using extreme experiences as tools for change. His approach shocked British society, and the newspapers called him a black magician and a monster. Stories about his Abbey of Thelema in Sicily made his reputation for danger and wildness grow. Crowley didn't deny the rumors. He wanted to be infamous and enjoyed the fear he caused. His image as the great beast 666 inches drew in those looking for forbidden power. But the controversy had its problems. He was kicked out of Italy after one of his followers died. The newspapers called him the most wicked man in the world. For Crowley, magic was about breaking free from your ego and finding your true will. His extreme methods caused many different opinions. Was it freedom or danger? But for him, they were key to becoming truly free. His legacy would be as argued over as his life. Crowley became both a legend and a warning. Crowley drew followers in with his charm, stories, and clever tricks. He was smart, good at convincing people, and made those around him feel special. He built himself up as a prophet and the great beast, weaving his life into a grand story. His followers weren't just learning a way of thinking, they were part of a huge, important play with him at the very center. To question him was to challenge the whole magical story he had made up. He used praise and put-downs to make people emotionally dependent on him. He would break the trust of his followers, making them rely on his approval. Secrecy and ranks in his magic groups made things feel special and kept him in charge. He demanded complete obedience, saying his personal demands were part of their spiritual training. He asked for money, work, and even romantic partners, presenting it as tests of their loyalty. For many, it was hard to tell the difference between their own wishes and Crowley's. His control was sneaky, but very strong. This is how he kept his power over those who followed him. Crowley's story warns us about the dangers of charismatic manipulation, a subtle but powerful form of control. Knowing yourself is key. Understand your values and weaknesses, because they are the foundation of who you are. Manipulators find out what you want and promise to give it to you, often with fake promises. Thinking for yourself is super important. Question big claims and ask for real proof. A healthy group helps you be yourself. A manipulative one tries to control you and keep you away from others. Set your own rules and stick to them firmly. If someone doesn't respect your rules, that's a red flag you shouldn't ignore. Keep in touch with people outside the group. They can give you a different view and support. If you stop seeing old friends because the group tells you to, be very careful. Talk to people you trust about what you're going through and how you feel. If you feel like you're being controlled, get help from a professional right away. Your mind is yours. Protect it with all your might and choose your own path. Real spiritual freedom starts with being independent inside and having a strong mind. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the dark world of psychology. If you like these kinds of videos and want to know more about the big thinkers who have shaped history, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for more stories that explore the darkest corners of the human mind.